For my last audio commentary, I'll be addressing Ingmar Bergman's Persona. Specifically, I'll be addressing one specific scene where Alma recounts a very sexually charged erotic story to Elizabeth. I chose this scene for one huge reason. That is to show the similarities of Ingmar Bergman's filmography. I think the scene encapsulates a lot of the filming motifs that he employs through many of his films. Notice that the camera is very static, there's not a lot of movement. Notice that he does not employ flashbacks or imagery for the viewer. There's only very well put together and sophisticated dialogue. And this is where the screenplay and the script, I think, shine the brightest. A wide variety of his films, like The Seventh Seal, Winter's Light, and The Silence, rely on the subtleties of facial expression and the interactions with many of the actors and the actresses. A lot of it deals with the chemistry and the camaraderie that a lot of these actors and actresses developed. And I think Persona embodies that trait probably the best out of all of his films. The chemistry that Alma and Elizabeth exhibit together in this scene is enormous, and it carries a dialogue for 5 to 6 minutes. Specifically in relation to the dialogue, I think one has to look at why it is that the viewer is so entrenched in this one particular scene, and why is it that one can be so immersed into it without the utilization of a flashback or specific images. I think it's a testament to Ingmar Bergman, the fact that he has a real keen insight for relating emotional, realistic, genuine, sincere dialogue that really gets to the core of the issues prevalent in a human being. The scene itself, as I've stated, lasts for several minutes, and it might be a scene that one might encounter with their own friend. And one can see that in the real subtleties that Ingmar employs throughout the scene. The fact that since we have a static camera, we are constantly focused on an actress and her facial expression. There's no panning, there's no movement. We can only rely on what the actress gives us through her face. We can only rely on the words that they use. And because of that, we have to focus even more on what she's outputting to us, the viewers. I think one set of lines that we can point to show Ingmar Bergman's masterful performance of putting a script together is from Alma, when she says, "Suddenly, I turned over and said, 'Aren't you going to come to me too?' Katrina said, 'Go to her now,' and he pulled out of her, and he fell over me completely hard. He took hold of one breast. God, it hurt so much. I was all ready somehow. I came at once. Can you understand that?" I think when one looks at those lines of dialogue, one feels that they really are genuine and sincere and raw in their output. They're words that one might really hear a friend tell them, and relating something deeply personal and emotionally important to the development of some